Hello, everyone. I just wanted to say about the events that happened up at the White House here a few days ago about that woman in the black car that had the baby in the back that was shot to death and murdered by the Capitol Police and was heralded as heroes by the Democratic Party right afterwards. Evidently, they don't follow protocol that if you're in Iraq or if you're in Afghanistan in a terrorist country in the combat zone and they run a checkpoint like that, the protocol called escalation of force is to put one in the steer tire and to put a bullet in the radiator to stop the vehicle. If it keeps progressing, then you shoot the driver. None of this was used. Of course, they may have a license to kill innocent civilians in this country. That ain't the way I was raised. That ain't the way I was trained. So we have to look at the people who train these officers. We have to look at the piss poor leadership. We have to look at the people who glorify these people as being some type of a hero for shooting an innocent woman that's unarmed with no explosives in the car. We have to look at these people, their experience, why they got hired for that job. They can't handle it. At one point, the car was at a complete stop with 4 people within arm's length of the fucking vehicle. And of course, the protocol wasn't followed. They all aimed the weapons right at the driver. What should have happened is the one closest to the driver's side of the vehicle that touched the door handle in the video should have kept his weapon on the driver in case of a surprise. The other 2 should have moved around quickly and put rounds into the engine block of the car to stop the car, as well as in the steer tires. Then they should have busted the back window and pulled the baby out and ran it to safety, then dealt with the driver. But this didn't occur to anybody's mind. You could tell by the way the weapons were pointed right at the driver at all times by all 4 men. And she backed up and then drove off, and then was shot, killed, and murdered later. Using a weapon as a vehicle, going through a barrier. I guess we can shoot people on the street for doing the same thing. Maybe you should start shooting drunk drivers in. Is that what's going to be next? You're going to shoot drunk drivers or speeders, people speeding, or using their vehicle as a weapon? What kind of bull are you trying to pull over the American people here? And then for the Democrats to stand there and talk about how brave these cowards are that did these things to innocent American people. The double standard has to stop. There's people on a court-martial list and people in Leavenworth that didn't follow that protocol that I just talked about. Why is there a double standard for the people who work for the President and the White House and the senators? They have an open license that's higher than the very people who go in the combat zone. Do you guys put your shoes on different than I do? Do you pull your underwear on different than I do and the rest of us? I don't think so. In fact, I think you're on my payroll.